Okay, so this one's going to be a follow-up to this old crack house and the mortgage rate or building rates for houses and things like that. So again, I didn't say it all in my last one, but there is some serious code stuff that with this kind of material, not only do you have to have the build, but you have to have the broken, right? And I was going to put one up for Roblox up here, and you can do the situational model. These are all the codes. This is how you frame a house. This is the stuff that I need to know that a builder's detail goes through. And you'd say, well, I want to be a carpenter. And eventually somewhere's in there, you can't just let somebody kick you deals and stuff. But it's nice to have a place where people will just call to and you can pick up a bid or something like that, but you got to be up to a certain code. Like there's got to be a test that you can do framing, that you can do some of those things as a builder inside here, because those are house code things. It's not just an international builder's code, because there's Tornado Alley where the wind shears or why certain skyscrapers, and again, when this comes across international, we got a hotel build that was just a facade in Afghanistan or Iran or wherever it is there next to an American embassy that we put a lot of money into, didn't get done and have to burn it down and break it back down.
All right, frustration level 1,000. I'm with JJ. He just bought this home, and they were coming into sod, weren't they?
Yes, they were, and I put a stop to it because...
And this is where contractors, home builders cheat. People are going out there and buying their very first home, and they think they're getting their dream home, but what they don't realize
they need a white hat from the association. What I can do is I can challenge the white hat, right? I can say there's a court case about this. There's always a video, because videoing the process and saying, well, this is outside of code. The roadblocks that go into not just, you can learn framing first, you can learn concrete first. It doesn't really much matter which one of those you put in the frame rate. But on a course of programming for code, how many different variations of teaching code are there? And of course, you would backtrack this one to the Builders Union and stuff like that, because they always teach the fundamentals. The footer on the concrete, how to spackle correctly. It's over skilled years of experience that do this, that say, well, look, the homeowner wanted sod in this original space, or these guys were buying it, so they said, well, to come in here to fix this up, I see a yard, I'm going to put it in there, try not to use grass seed and water it, maybe that's what it is, maybe the two processes.
They're sodding right on top of this stuff, right on top of the clay. And what's going to happen is every single homeowner that's in this development is going to be watering like crazy so their sod does. And it's not the sod company's fault. It's the home builder's fault. JJ, we've had this conversation. Guys, meet JJ.
I'm also going to be showing you, if you really didn't want to hire a home builder, but you wanted to build your own home, I got something for you too there. So one of the craziest stories I've heard coming out of 2020 into 2021 is what home builders have been doing to home buyers.
A builder cancels the contract for a new house they were building. The couple was 6 months into the process and had already sold.
We got to have some kind of code regulation here. But in the end of it, the units that you have, it's prime. Do they have, what's their turnover rate? What's their lawsuits pending inside here? And what's their insurance rate for what it is? I mean, the more jobs you have where you follow code, where the result turns over, is what comes through. But I really can't tell that until it's like, the only thing I come in early is you have the crew that knows the material. I got to check when your concrete pour is done. The only permit really is that you're signing out that somebody that knows the skills as well has a second set of eyes on that thing that is not compromised by any kind of detail inside of there, and that is heavy regulations. I'm talking heavy. You get heavy, so heavy.
They're ready to purchase right now. So
no,
they found every loophole.
You're a carpenter. That's not having to do the fucking carpentry. That would be the first part about checking somebody's work and what it's worth to how many of those you put in during the day. And guess what? It's not. There's a frame rate like anything else.
But they really don't care right now. But they will care in the future.
And they're not up to code. They're not on it. They have projected goals to what those operations were, their crew lines. That has to be checked inside of what that is. But in terms of stopping them from building it, yeah, you got to check. You got to make sure you have those things because this stuff happens.
So, but in this.
One of the things you'll also need to do is these are, there might be a spot on there, the cost, make sure these operations, and once this is started, the build on that property goes vastly different. to demo this house, I got to have a blueprint of what I'm putting on there. I got to let you know I got the teams. You can check that from my insurance logs, and hopefully the videos back that up as well. It's like, look, the presentation of Photoelectric Effect is a huge set inside here about how to carpentry, how to frame, how to Dakota hole or anything, or demo correctly. See, the money here is, do you just collapse it? Do you just run it over with a dozer? Well, no, stuff falls down, wires and things like that. So you would pick this apart correctly, bits and blocks. And it's obviously steel. I don't want that to be piled up and ripped up in any more pieces than I have to if I can get the shipping on a truck and just get it out of there. It'd be code. That's the most efficient route that thing can take in terms of what the setup is. And, well, I kind of need a battle plan on what that is. But I'm not going to pay you for that privilege. I'm going to pay you to the times you come in here and check here for what that's worth to what that is, because especially if I'm doing the work. Now, can you outsource that? Sure. That's a way to do it, but you're going to have to be stiff under those regulations.
General contractor, even before I was a contractor, handyman, and working for multiple companies and things like that, there's just certain things you need to know, okay? And that's what I'm going to be going over. We're going over some interior dimensions that are really important.
What?
That are all
What?
and some emergency escape and rescue.
I bring this up because Roblox. I did this on Roblox. The demo, how I'm doing it, the picture of the house. You got a gas line in there? Oh my god. Thank you, dude. That's just less things I have to do. Now I just have to hit this little check button right here. Amazing. Outstanding, in fact.
They want you to have an unobstructed path.